Today's topic is power in circuits, how it develops power, where it comes from, how it gets dissipated. So, in moving some charge Q up the so-called charge escalator, i.e. like a battery gives that charge some potential energy QE, where E is the EMF of the battery. That's the definition of the EMF, in fact, right? It comes down to the potential difference, and potential difference times a charge is an energy. But that means that must lose that much energy itself. So, since power is the rate of energy transfer, we have that the power the battery develops is delta of Q epsilon QE over delta T, but the EMF is constant, so it's just delta Q over delta T times EMF, but delta Q over delta T is just the current I, so it's IE. But where does that energy go? Well, generally it goes into thermal energy resistors. Why? Because it tends to speed up the electrons, which then bounce more off the positive nuclei, which heat the resistor. So the electrons are doing more bouncing in general. Doesn't change their drift velocity significantly, it just means more collisions, essentially. The power of the resistor is I times delta V, which is usually written as VI. So power through a resistive element is the voltage across the resistor times the current through the resistor. So typical household voltage 120 volts. A typical reading light bulb is 60 watts. Find the current that such a bulb draws and answer in amps. It should be said on the side that the 120 volts here is a bit of a cheat because household voltage is AC, so this is what's called the root mean square. Household voltage isn't like a battery providing a constant 120 volts, but we'll pretend for the moment that it is. Well, the power is VI, so the current must be the power over the voltage. So it's 60 watts over 120 ohms, which turns out to be 1/2 amp. Notice now that we have that an amp is also a watt per ohm, so a whole lot of weird converting factors in electric systems. Since resistors are ohmic, there are a number of equivalent statements of the power dissipated by a resistor. If the resistance is R and the current I and the voltage across the resistor is V, then we can say that the power is V times I, but V is IR times I, so we get that the power is I squared R. Or we can go the other one and say the power is VI, but I is V over R, so the power is V squared over R. And then finally we can say that well, we get these all summed up. This is often summed up in the engineering nursery rhyme, twinkle, twinkle, little star, power equals I squared R. I don't know how many people still say that, but it shows up in every class that talks about these, so there you go. Circle in blue the resistors dissipating the most power, and circle in red the resistors dissipating the least. We'll take A as our reference one, because that's going to be V squared over R. And then for B, we'll have 2V squared over R, which is 4 times the power in A. And for C, we'll have V over 2R, V squared over 2R, which is 1/2 the power in A. And here we have V squared over 1/2 R, which is 2V squared over R, which is more than A but less than B. And so we get that this is the least, and that's the most. Which resistor dissipates more power? The 9 ohm resistor, the 1 ohm resistor, or the dissipating the same power? Remember that the power is V squared over R, so they have the same voltage because they're in parallel. In other words, the voltage from here to here is the same no matter which path I take. It's 9 volts. And so we get that the larger the R, the less the power. So 1 ohm resistor must have the more power. Which has a larger resistance, a 60 watt light bulb or a 100 watt light bulb? Here our best bet is to apply, say, household voltage to each. Doesn't really matter which. So we say that the 60 watt bulb has a power of 60 watts, duh, and 120 volts squared over R, which gives us a resistance of 240. Whereas for the 100, we do the same calculations, and we get 144. So it turns out the 60 watts bulb has a higher resistance? Which bulb would be brighter, the 60 watt bulb or the 100 watt bulb, or they have the same, or is not enough information to tell? Well, here we know that the current is constant because they're in series. And so we want to use that the power is I squared R. So greater resistance means greater power, and the 60 watt bulb has greater resistance, so it has that. Here, the 3 bulbs are identical, and the 2 batteries are identical. Compare the brightnesses of the bulbs. Here, I've redrawn the picture as a bunch of circuit diagrams. So we say that circuit A was just the battery through the bulb and back, but circuit B, well, if we notice, we go battery through B, through C, and back. So it looks like this. We know that B and C have to have the same current because they're in series, and they have the same resistance, so they're equally bright. So our answer has to be anything that has B equals C, which is the last 3 of them. But not, we can see right away, not A, not B. And then we can say, well, the current through A is larger because the effective resistance of circuit 2 is 2 times A. In other words, the equivalent resistance of, we can take this circuit and make it into this circuit, where this is 2 resistance, whereas that's 1. Since we have twice the current, twice the resistance, we'll get half the current. So we have a smaller current here, and the same for B. For instance, we have a half I. If this is I, we have a half I squared times R, which is clearly less than A. So it has to be that A is more than B is more than C.